I'm going to start with the straps, and I'm going to fold each side of the strap, the wrong side, about that much, so it's about probably 1/4 inch, and then pull them together. So what I'm going to do is sew through this at once to save myself some effort, and I'm going to pin that so that I don't lose my way along the way while I'm sewing. Okay, I have my strap all pinned and I'm ready to begin sewing. By the way, I decided to use a nice navy thread as contrast with the drop cloth fabric. You can use any kind of color you'd like, including a neutral color, but I kind of like the contrast. To balance out the other side of my strap, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch the other side as well. Now I'm ready to sew my pocket and get it ready to sew within the bag. I'm going to start by making a top seam here, just a simple one, folded over once and then another time, and I'm just going to sew along that folded edge. And finally, I'll sew along the sides to make it into a pocket, leaving just a little bit of gap. And the final step will be sewing this as part of the seam or the hem at the top of the bag. I'm going to zigzag stitch, fold over, here's my top hem, but I'm going to fold each side and then do a zigzag stitch to prevent fraying, and then I will be ready to do my side seams on the pocket. I just don't want this particular fabric to be left with a raw edge because it will fray. So I'm going to do a quick zigzag stitch first, and then I'll be ready to sew my pocket together. To look at what that zigzag stitch looks like, I just folded over once instead of doing a double hem or folding over twice, and that's just to prevent fraying. I'm not too worried about it because this part will not be visible on the tote bag, but it just helps to prevent your little pocket from disintegrating. Now I'm ready to begin sewing the sides of the pocket together, and I've got the right sides facing in toward each other, so my hem is facing outward. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch kind of on the inside here of that zigzag stitch on both sides. The final step will be attaching this top part to the inside of the bag, and that will become part of the hem of the bag. So I'm leaving about 1 1/4 inches or so at the top. To begin sewing the top hem of my bag. So what I've done is, this is the wrong side of the fabric, or the part that will be inside, and I've found the midway point and also lined it up with the midway point of my pocket, and then just pinned it in place because I'm going to fold this hem over and sew the pocket. And actually what I will want to do is move this down just a bit so that I leave room to fold the edge over the pocket. So we'll want to scoot that down just a bit and pin it in place, leaving about, I'd say, 1/4 inch on top. So I'm just going to fold over once and do a straight stitch across. Going to do the same hem on the opposite side of the bag. That would be the opposite top of the bag, only this time obviously I won't have a pocket to deal with unless you'd like to add an extra pocket, which you can. So I'll finish that up and then I'll be ready to sew the sides. Next step is sewing the sides of the bag. So you can see I've already got it pinned. I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way across using about a 5/8 seam allowance. Now here's one additional step you can decide to take or not. I had some extra bias tape sitting around, so this tape is often used as an edging on certain projects. And since I had this tape already in my little inventory, I decided it would help to cover that raw edge of the side seam. As you can see on this other side, I'm worried that this edge will continue to unravel, excuse me. And so on this side, I'm going to just sew a simple single bias tape piece, and that will keep my stitches in place. Okay, we are in the home stretch now. Before we attach the straps, we're going to do one last thing to the inside of our bag. So here's the bottom of the bag. You can see I've sewn both sides with the bias tape. And on that side with the bias tape, I'm sticking my hand in to the point of the bag, and I'm just making a triangle shape, okay? And so this is going to be a little box corner on the bottom of the bag. And I'm going to go down about, let's measure it here, about, let's say 3 inches or so from the peak. And I'm just going to sew straight across, and that will create a nice boxed bottom edge for my bag. So I'll do this to both sides. Here's a quick tip for you when you're making these boxed edges. I like to measure the distance between these 2 points and these 2 points and draw a line to guide me, because it's real easy to get off center as you're sewing this, and you want to make sure you have a nice straight edge. So just a tip. And I use, for these types of things, I use this water-soluble ink pen that you can buy at any type of hobby or craft store. I'm ready to sew my straps on. So I've pinned my strap in place. I've measured about 3 inches from the top and 4 1/8 inches or so from the side to the start of the strap. And I'm going to sew an X shape to reinforce the strap in 4 different sides, 4 different directions, and then I'll sew an X in the middle of the square to make sure it's very reinforced. You also have the option of adding a little square patch on the inside as extra reinforcement, but I'm going to skip that step for this particular tutorial. As I turn these corners, I'm just going to lift the presser foot and swing my fabric around so that I don't have to keep cutting my thread and starting over. So just lift and turn. Now that I've sewn my square, I'm going to make the X inside of the square for extra reinforcement. So you can see that the strap is reinforced. I've folded it under so it's nice and sturdy. And here's a look at what the final bag looks like. And since this bag does not have a design or pattern on it, I'm going to show you in my next video how to add a stencil for a little festive touch for a holiday or any other special occasion. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe below.